Every week, I'm involved in a situation where there's a question regarding an advance directive. Therefore, it's not the individual alone who is ill who suffers, but his or her family members as well. An advance directive can make end-of-life issues easier for all parties involved. In addition to an advance directive, letting your doctor know how you feel, asking your doctor to document your feelings in your medical chart can substitute at times for an advance directive.
But you should talk to your physician about what some of the medical possibilities are and let him explain the situation to you so we will know what you're signing. And we have such a form available to anyone who wants it called an advisory for advance directives. You also can easily get one of these special forms from your doctor, from your lawyer, or from a local stationery store. I'd like people to understand, anybody over 18, how important this is in their lives.
I'd like to talk to you about a legal document that you could execute yourself that would allow you to appoint someone to make medical decisions for you if you weren't able to. This document allows you to have control and take care of yourself under those circumstances. It's valid legally. It looks a little intimidating because it's got a lot of empty lines and boxes to check and things to fill out, but it's actually written in very easy language, I think. I think you'll find it's easy to fill out. You just have to fill in a few lines, the name of the person you wish to appoint. You need to find a couple of people to act as witnesses for you. You don't need a lawyer to fill out this form. You don't have to pay any legal fees to me or to anybody else. All you have to do is fill it out, tell us your wishes, appoint someone as an agent, and have someone witness it for you.
Thanks. I want to fill it out. Who do I give it to when I'm done?
You can give me a copy and I can put it in your chart. If you're ever admitted to the hospital, you might bring a copy with you there. And if you have an attorney or a place where you store important documents, it would be a good idea to keep one there.
Okay. We went through hell because of this, and if I can help anybody that they don't have to go through what I went through, what my children went through, and if they would just write it down, it doesn't take long. I know it's scary. I know that it's a difficult thing, but it's difficult to decide to have children, how to raise them, to buy a home. You know, these decisions are all important. This is just the ultimate important decision. What is going to happen to you when you're not able to speak for yourself?
People are afraid that someone will, quote, pull the plug on them when there is hope. They're concerned that somehow they're giving up their life. And of course that's not the purpose of the document. The document is to make sure that your wishes are understood. We want you to be able to speak when you're no longer able to speak. We want someone to speak for you. It's not that we want to take over your wishes. We simply want to know what they are. It gives you more control in whatever way you want to exercise that control.
If you have the capacity, physical or mental, to change what you say on an advance directive, you can do that anytime. The day after or many years later. And what you say counts. You can just do it orally to your doctor or write a note on the form and sign it and date it.
We're talking a lot about the patient. We focus on the patient, but families suffer mightily with this. They really do. They suffer from seeing their loved ones sick. They suffer from the uncertainty of knowing what to do. They fight amongst themselves when there's disagreements. I really see this as an action that someone can take to be kind to their family and to spare their family an awful lot of hardship. So even if somebody doesn't want to do it for themselves, I think they really ought to think about doing it for their loved ones.
When you're sitting around watching TV, yakking about what went on at work that day, talk about what you would want, because it could be any of us. I could be Robert on the way home from this church tonight, you know. My husband could be Robert tomorrow on the way home from work. Who knows? You just don't know. It's unexpected. And that's why people don't want to make advance directives either. They don't want to contemplate something in their life that they can't control. And we can't control our fate. Sometimes you can if you have an advance directive. You can control it quite effectively.
It doesn't take much to avoid it. If this were thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees and fancy documents and waiting periods, it would be a different story. This is not that difficult. I guess the lesson for all of us is sign the form, appoint an agent. It's a responsibility that we all have.
No matter what your belief system, no matter what your philosophy, I still think you want to have an advance directive because you want that philosophy to be followed. So it could be pull the plug if I fall deeply asleep. It could be leave me plugged in if I have no hope and no brain function at all. Either preference could be well served by having a document.
I like to think of the advance directive as a declaration of choice and independence. It's a matter of freedom, really.
Robert Wendland died of pneumonia in 2001 at age 49 after almost 8 years of institutional care. During this time, there was much pain and suffering, family discord, and legal battling. 1 month after his death, the California Supreme Court finally heard the case and decided there was no clear and convincing evidence that Robert would have wanted the feeding tube removed, thereby ruling in favor of the mother and against the wife. But everyone agreed, the doctors, the lawyers on both sides, and the ethics specialists, that an advance medical directive in which Robert spoke for himself would have prevented all of this turmoil and tragedy. The Center for Humane and Ethical Medical Care recommends that everyone over 18 complete an advance medical directive. These forms vary from state to state, but are always available from your doctor, your lawyer, or at your local stationery store. If you would like more information regarding advance directives, please contact us.